Are still on our School of Wealth. School of Wealth. And the study we are engaging tonight is study 5, which says vehicles of wealth creation. Vehicle of wealth creation. Yeah. When you talk about vehicles of wealth creation, you talk about means of wealth. I want you to picture that word, vehicle, what it means. Something that can carry you to your apex, to your wealth place, to your wealthy place. It's like you entering inside a bus or a plane to get to your destination. That is what vehicle is all about. The means of transportation. Yeah, the means of transportation. There are some transportation that are slow. There are some transportation that are faster. If it is your choice to choose the one you want. Let's assume I'm traveling from here to US or UK. I might decide to ride a bicycle. You know how many months it will take me to arrive UK or US. I might decide to walk by foot. You know, I decided to do exercise by walking by foot to get to UK. You know how many years it will take me to get to arrive to my destination. I might also decide to take a bus, to UK or US. All these are means of transportations. Some are slow, some are faster. I might also decide to board a flight. Yeah, take a flight. Taking a flight might cost me, let's assume, some hours to get to UK. Some hours. You see, if you take a flight, it is more easier, it is more faster. So when you are talking about the vehicles of wealth creation, you picture it in the sense of means of transportation, the necessary things you needed to get you to that place, the place you say, yes, I have arrived. It says, if you are not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, create a silver spoon with your mind. If you are not born with a silver spoon with your mouth, in your mouth, if you are not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, create one with your mind. And that is what we call investment mentality. You create wealth from your mind. Because nobody is there to help you. Every rich man you are seeing today, nobody exists in this world with wealth. They created it for themselves. Nobody exists in this world with money. They say, though, when you are born, there's money that follows you coming to this earth. You see that immediately your mom give birth to you, you are just empty. In fact, you don't even know how you exist until the time comes when you started to know some certain things that's happening around you. So that is what we are saying. If you are not born with a silver spoon, what do I mean by born with a silver? There are some people, their parents have paved way for them, have created the wealth for them. You can enjoy the wealth and maintain the wealth. But if you know that you are not born in that aspect, you need to create one with your mind so that you have a legacy, so that you keep some, so that the next generation that follows you, they will have something. They will begin to praise God that, hey, thank God my father has done this for me. They don't need to struggle again. So in this vehicle of wealth creation, we are going to discuss it in two aspects. Anywhere we stop tonight, we say glory to the Lord. It is of two aspects. One aspect is the spiritual vehicle of wealth creation. We are going to start with spiritual aspect. And the second one is the physical aspect of wealth creation, or this vehicle. The first one we are going to study tonight is the one we call the spiritual vehicle. The spiritual vehicle of wealth creation. They say that the spirit controls the physical, right? So everything that must exist on this physical world must first of all exist in the spiritual world. So you need a balance. You need a balance in this journey of wealth creation. They say that spiritual investment is the foundation and security for all physical investment. Spiritual investment is the foundation. It is the base. It is the security. It is what guides the physical investment you are seeing today. So if you didn't pay attention to the things of the spirit, can I tell you something? You might find yourself struggling in the physical world, because the spiritual investment is the foundation and the security that guides all physical investment. So we urge all of us to have a balance. You cannot say, okay, let me just base on spiritual aspect and forget about physical aspect. You find yourself being poor. And you cannot say, let me focus on physical aspect and forget about spiritual aspect. It cannot work for you. Even if it works, something might happen and you find yourself that you have made a big, massive mistake. And some of us, let me use it in the brackets, some of us that we believe much on Christianity, that is most Christians, we make a lot of this mistake because we didn't find balance in it. In church, they've been talking about mostly things that are telling us about spiritual aspects of wealth creation. We will get to that place. I'm just trying to make your mind stable in this subject tonight. In the Christian world, many Christians find themselves struggling in the physical investment because they were only taught in the church are only on spiritual investment. They only based on giving. They only taught us how to give without telling us how to invest physically. So this teaching is to bring a balance so that when you are investing in the spiritual aspect, you also have the idea to invest in the physical aspect. We try to make it balance, bring a balance to it. You cannot do one and forget one. You cannot practice one principle and forget the other principle. You must put it into balance. That is why we are here tonight. Giving without using your power to get wealth is we amount to nothing. Giving, if you only know about giving, without using your own power to get wealth, it will amount to nothing. You can only enjoy the spiritual benefit. Maybe you enjoy the health because Bible says something about health. Bible discuss about faith. You can enjoy relationship. You can enjoy knowledge. You can enjoy wisdom from above. But if you don't know how to use it to create physical wealth, you see yourself remain one place. Can you imagine how rich and wealthy you would be by now if all these things are put in place? Can you imagine? When they talk about giving in the church, and they also put it in balance, put us in a balance sheet. As you are giving, you're also doing the other one, physical one. Can you imagine how rich we are going to be? How rich we are going to be. For example, if they taught us earlier how to put our income, or how to put our income in place. For example, they taught us about tithing, right? They say you should tithe 10% of your income. If also they told us how to put another 10% for our physical investment, all of us will be rich by now. But the church or the Christian family only based on tithing, giving, without the balance. And it seems that most of us are still lacking some knowledge on that aspect, on physical investment. So the vehicle of wealth creation is of two types. We discuss about the physical, we balance it with the spiritual. Let me come like this. If you're earning like 100,000 a month, your 10% is what? Is 10,000. Now, in that 10%, you also, in that 100,000, you first of all carve out your tithe as your spiritual investment. Now you carve out another 10,000 as one of your physical investments. This is just a simple mathematics on how to balance this spiritual and physical investment we are talking about, vehicle of wealth creation. You are earning 100,000. 10,000 is 10%. That is your tithe. You have to give God. For God to protect you, for God to do everything He's saying He will do in tithing. We are coming to that aspect. For devourers not to devour you. Then you pick another 10% for your physical investment. You said, I will invest this thing in this place. And you continue to do it like this. You see that you are getting rich this side and you're also getting rich the other side. So tonight is to bring a balance so that we understand how it goes. Can somebody open Mark chapter 8, verse 36 for us? Mark chapter 8, verse 36.
Mark 8:36.
Yes.
Okay. King James Version says, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?"
For what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Even Bible is also recommending you should not be on one side. Gaining the whole world is just like you only investing in physical aspect of investment, in physical investment, and forgetting about spiritual investment. What can it profit a man to gain the whole world, to invest in physical world, to have a physical investment, but didn't have a spiritual investment? What if something happened? Do you know that some of these great men we are hearing, these rich men, some of them only base their income, their investment on physical world, that is physical investment. They forget about spiritual investment. That is why you see most of the stories you see, most of them are divorced. Most of them lack this one. Most of them, all of a sudden, the wealth collapse because there is no spiritual backup on it. You can have a million or more than millions or thousands or billions of money in your physical investment. Can I tell you that that million is useless when you have sickness? Only there's one kind of sickness that will come onto you, or that will infect you. There is one affliction that will infect you, or whatever that will come to you as a result of sickness. Those money will vanish. You see, when God is saying, I will devour your devourers, I will do this for you, he's trying to tell you that he will protect you from everything that will come against your wealth. And his word standeth sure. So tonight, we first of all go into spiritual investment, then we can come to physical investment. I pray that time will favor us. Have you not seen somebody that have millions in investment yet lack a good home? That is what I mentioned before. The person, the family, he or she, they are divorced, their children is scattered everywhere, doing anyhow. Even the children squander all the wealth of their fathers or their parents. Haven't you seen or heard about such story? It's because maybe they only have their investment on physical investment without having a backup spiritually. So when trouble comes, those physical investment will vanish. But if you are strong in the spiritual aspect of investment, God is eager to protect your wealth and your investment. To have millions in investment and lack faith or covenant relationship with your creator is useless. To have billions, thousands, millions in investment and lack faith and lack covenant relationship with your creator is useless, because there is a time when you need it, when you need that covering, and he will say, I don't know you. So what we are teaching tonight is for you to know, but for us to bring a balance between this investment we are talking about